What's up, my people? Welcome to the Mean Green Show podcast.
So what's up?
It's your boy Chris. We got Money
Your
Jay in
boy
the
Jay.
building. Jay, tell him what's up.
What's up?
Well, how was your weekend? What did you do?
Man, I was in San Antonio. Had a great weekend.
Enjoyed it?
We went out, floated the river.
Floated the river?
That actually, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But it was a low river this week, so I definitely got to go back.
So I've never been. So when you say good or bad, what makes it good or bad?
So typically when you get in the river, you flow.
Okay.
We got in the river, and we just circled in one spot. We never went down the river, so I had to start swimming to get us down the river. So that was it was an experience in itself. It was still fun. Then we went to SeaWorld.
Was the water brown?
I mean, it was the river. I don't know.
So when you put your foot in, could you see your foot?
Not really.
See, yeah, I can't do that. I'm bougie now. If I can't see my feet, I'm not getting in the water. I grew up going to Galveston.
That's coast to coast.
Yeah, Galveston, boy. You not only wouldn't you see your foot, but you take it out and you'd be a different color. So, hey, man, we're very appreciative that you guys join in. Whether you're listening to us on whatever platform that you guys listen to us on or watching us here on YouTube, we appreciate it. We have our Instagram on live, so we'll take a couple questions in a little bit. But the topic of what we've been talking about was look good naked.
Yes, sir.
Right? I think it hit the right way. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from IG, from Facebook to the gym on talking about controlling the weight. If we was to do a recap, a control of the weight versus going with momentum. Exactly. Not saying that one is better than the other. It just depends what you're training for. Right. Are you ready to go into the second part?
I am, and I know there's a lot of hype behind this too. A lot of people say I can't wait for this part.
The nutrition.
The nutrition part, yep.
So we're talking part 2, guys. We're talking nutrition. This is such a broad statement, nutrition.
Yep.
So let's tie this in to make it a little bit more specific. Let's talk about nutrition that will help you look good naked. All right. So we can talk nutrition on what Jared eat or what myself eat or what we see and what we don't see, but specifically, let's try our best. To talk about just how nutrition can play a role, if it does play a role.
I got you.
To look good naked. So let's start there. I'll ask you the question, and then we just go from there.
Cool.
Jared, with nutrition, for you to look aesthetically the way some girls want the big butt, small waist, six-pack. Some guys want the chest poking out with the shoulders popping out. Is nutrition a part of that, or is it not a part of it, and why?
I would say nutrition is a huge part of it. So I love how we're going to be able to tie this in because we talked about it last week. The goal is to lose fat and build muscle.
That's it.
So in order to eat, you got to be able to eat to do both. You got to be able to eat to sustain or build muscle and to also still be able to lose fat. So obviously your diet plays a role in that. So nutrition is
100%.
the biggest building block of that because without the proper foods in your body, you're not able to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever met someone that just does not just does nutrition, but they play a huge role in nutrition, and they ask you this question?
Oh, yeah.
What's more important, working out or nutrition? I'm going to ask you that on this podcast. What's more important, nutrition or working out?
More important, man, I like to say it really is 80-20.
80-20?
Personally, I like to say that.
Which way? 80,
nutrition.
80. Nutrition. Okay, and why?
I think, one, that's the hardest piece to conquer. That's the hardest piece. You'll hear it said a lot, abs are made in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I believe that's true.
I agree.
You cannot outwork a bad diet. Very cliche, but very true. It doesn't matter how much you come in here and work out, bust your butt. We talked about difference between performance training and aesthetic training. You can come in here, you can bench 900 pounds, you can be the strongest, fastest person. If you're not eating right, oh well.
Right. And I want to give them a perspective today, Jared, where it's like, if y'all haven't noticed, we don't edit anything.
At all.
Right? So if I fumble on a word, I'm just going to fumble on the word. Y'all can make fun of me later. But I want to give them a really raw perspective where potentially it gives them an encouragement or empowerment to make the right decision after they hear or see this. Because sometimes when it comes to nutrition, sometimes we're pampered too much and we don't make the next step that can produce what you need to produce. And what I mean by that, sometimes people say, oh, you can kind of eat what you want. Make one day at a time, make a better decision. No, not with your body. Not if you want to look better.
No.
Not if you want that six-pack. It has to be consistent. It has to be – you have to be stern with it. But let's take different approaches from it. and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Cool. 80-20. I want to go into that a little bit. A lot of people word that if you focus 80% on nutrition and then 20% kind of rely to fitness, that can make a difference in your body.
Yep.
How much leeway do you have in that 80%? Do you have to eat perfect in that 80%? Is it one of those things where you just, I'm going to shut up. What do you think?
I'm not a First of all, I'm not a believer in perfection because nobody's perfect. We do strive to be a better version of ourselves every day, and that's kind of the way that I coach. So one of the big things that I like to talk about when I talk about nutrition with clients is you're not going to be perfect. And one of the things that is hard to do is to create habits that are sustainable. So that's one of the biggest questions I always ask. Like, is what you're doing, are you gonna be able to keep doing that? If you're only able to do it for a week, because this is so hard.
That's true.
How are you gonna keep doing it?
That's
so
true.
I do believe, yes, you have to be strict. Yes, you have to cut out certain foods. But at the same time, anytime anybody asks me like, hey, can I get a meal plan? I say, no, what are you eating? And then let's tweak that based on what you're already doing, so we can get the results we need.
Which we don't do. We don't give out meal plans in Mean Green.
We don't.
We'll read what you have eaten and then give you an assessment and then give you a response on what you should eat. But I just want to throw that out there. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with having diet plans and meal plans. It's just something that we don't do. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. But it all feeds into that. I make sure, like, hey, whatever you're eating, let me look at it. If you have too many fats here, if you're eating too many carbs here, not enough protein, let's figure out how to fill it in, but based on what you like. Because, again, if you're only doing this for a week, you're like, I can't do this.
Right.
What do we do?
What are we
doing?
We
did nothing. So
do you think okay, let me ask you, Jared, as a very raw answer, Jared. Do you eat because food is good for you, or do you eat because it's a sense of source? Now, I'm asking him that, ladies and gents, because he is a trainer. He's educated. He knows what he should say. But I'm curious on, like me, I eat because I love the way that food tastes at the same time. But I'm curious, do you eat because it's a sense of source for energy, or do you eat because also it tastes good?
Man, I do both. I'll be honest with you. So I get into these modes where I'm not going to lie to you. I go to Whataburger. I'll have me some food in the morning at Whataburger because it tastes good.
You get the taquito?
No, I get the honey butter chicken biscuit.
I've never had the honey butter
chicken biscuit. Man,
it's legit.
It's top tier.
I see how he's
it's top tier.
You start leaning in.
Is it? No, I'll do that. But one of the things about me is, let's say I do have a bad week. Let's just say a week. Like, maybe I eat Whataburger because I do get busy with my schedule. It's not an excuse, but I do get busy, and sometimes I'll take the cheat, easy route. I'll go to Whataburger and get breakfast 2 to 3 times a week in that week.
Okay.
That next week, man, so it's not about how food tastes that next week for me. It's about the fuel. I know I did bad last week, so for me, like, I do hit a switch to where it's this week. I'll eat spinach for breakfast. Like, that's cool for me because I know it's something that's good for me.
Can you remember the word balance?
Yep.
Let's make that a point. I'm going to put that at the description. I'm not going to remember it.
Balance. I got you. Balance.
Balance. All right, we got to hit that balance. All right. So, all right, let's break down the honey. What is
Butter
it?
chicken biscuit.
All right. So, as a person that eats for taste as well, but I know it's a fuel for me. Jared has a very professional personal trainer / group trainer schedule. And what I mean by that, he doesn't train just at 6 o'clock in the evening. Like, nothing against that, but he also does personal training as well. What time do your days start? Like, what time does that alarm clock go off?
4:30.
4:30 in the morning. All right. What time do you typically get home on a Monday through Thursday?
9.
All right, so 4:30 in the morning, people. I want you to close your eyes and visualize this. 4:30 in the morning to 9 p.m. That is a long window, right? So, and I'm not creating an excuse for anybody. So convenience is a real thing. So, all right, he's hungry. He wakes up at 4:30. He's going towards, Herman Park. He wants to stop and eat. The reason why I'm saying it's important for him to eat something versus nothing, because if he eats nothing, it's no fuel at all, right? So he went in, he worked his chest, he did some back, he did some extensions, he really challenged his muscle groups, but there's no fuel. So all that protein that he intake the day prior to and muscle that he gained, if you don't eat, you then lose, because now you're utilizing your source of fuel from your protein versus your fats and your carbohydrates. Not to become a nerd in here, but I want to break down what is in the ingredients and see is this actually really a bad thing? Think about it. So I know what it is, but for our audience, though, hold on. Instagram. I see y'all later. Y'all gotta listen to the Mean Green Show. All right.
Yeah.
We'll post it. Y'all can get all the goods. Yeah. All right. So, I almost posted it. There was people on there too. My bad.
Yeah.
What is it wrapped in? Is it a lettuce wrap? Biscuit.
Yeah.
All right. So what is a biscuit made of?
Bread, carbs.
All right. So bread is a carbohydrate.
Yep.
All right. What is the source of bread for you? What is a carbohydrate for you? What does it do?
It's quick fuel.
Boom. Gives you energy.
Yep.
So part of the honey butter
chicken
biscuit is the source of the biscuit for carbohydrates at 4:30 in the morning. Is that really a bad thing?
Not to get me going.
Not to get them going. It's a source of energy.
Yep.
Now, are there other sources of clean carbs? Absolutely. But you got to be somewhere at X amount of time, and you woke up at 4:30, so I'd rather him eat carbohydrates as he's going to the destination. Now, let's go to the next thing. You have the biscuit. What else is on there? Chicken. All right. Is the chicken good or bad? Just in general. Not the type of chicken, but is chicken good or bad for you?
Chicken's good.
Chicken's good, right? It's a source of what? Protein.
Yeah.
Right? So typically when you have protein, it replenishes the muscle groups that you broke down and refuels them, gets them grow back thicker and stronger. So the type of chicken comes into play whether it's grilled, baked, or fried.
Right. Yep.
At this situation, it is fried, right? Which it's a source of protein, and it did have some fried on the perimeter, right? And then it's soaked in what?
Usually oil.
I have never ate one. Is it butter, honey? Where the honey?
Oh, honey butter. Yeah.
The honey butter. So the ingredients of the honey butter and the fried is probably not the best thing. However, you did get a source of protein.
Yeah, protein,
right?
honey butter, you get a source of fat.
And a source of fat, right? Which is another, again, energy. Carbohydrates and fats gives you the proper energy that you need. So did we cover everything that's in that sandwich?
Yeah.
All right. So if I was to actually grade him on that, I'd probably give him a C+. I wouldn't give him an F. An F is doing what I did this morning. You didn't eat anything. That's an F, right?
Yep.
But putting something in your body is a source of energy. Waking up at 4:30, working all the way to 9 o'clock. Oh, he needs some energy. But this is the thing. To change I almost said the algorithm. I've been on it, guys. to change the aesthetic look in your core, is that the best? No. Because to get a C in your nutrition would not get you a six-pack.
No.
Man, I hope y'all understanding this, guys. If you want a six-pack, you got to be an A student. Yep. You can't see your way out of this, right? So it's one of those things, man, that I think because people show up and they work out and they work hard and then they have certain meals that are good, they expect a C because you passed, you woke up, you worked out, and you kind of ate good, but you want to look like Michael B. Jordan. But you didn't do what Michael B. Jordan did to get there, right?
Exactly.
So, Jared, question for you.
I'm glad you said that. I want to bring something up.
What you got?
You said Michael B. Jordan, so it kind of brought me to Lori Harvey. I don't know if you remember that whole situation.
Remind me.
So she was under fire.
I'm sorry. Pause. Who's her? I don't even know who she is.
That's his girlfriend. And it's Steve Harvey's
daughter. Okay, I remember that. She's bad too. All right.
But she's bad for a reason. 12. She was on a 1,200 calorie diet, and the world tore her apart
because
she was starving herself on a 1,200 calorie diet.
Man, I don't want to sound like a nerd. I almost want to ask you how much she weighed, how tall she is, and all that.
Because all of that matters.
It does.
All of that matters.
It does.
And I think that was one of the big things, based on what you just said. Like, you talk about being a C student. A lot of people don't know the work she put in. She probably on a 1,200 calorie diet, if she stayed strict, she probably put in a effort to look the way she looks.
100%.
But we don't know. We don't know what she was doing, because one of my biggest questions would be, what is she burning? Because that's the most important piece to me. Because what a lot of people don't really understand, and I'm gonna get nerdy on you a little bit.
Let's go with it.
3,500 calories. You have to be at a deficit of that in a week to lose a pound. To lose 1 pound.
35.
That's 500 calories a day if you break it up into 7 days. So I'm, getting on this controversial topic. Lori Harvey, they said she was on a 1,200 calorie diet.
Tag her, guys.
So let's say let's say she was only burning 2,000 calories a day.
2,000, and she's burning 12, so a deficit of 800.
Deficit 800.
Yeah.
That's it. If your body can sustain that, if you're not
Sure.
malnourished, if you're energized, what's wrong with it?
It's nothing. And
Exactly.
also depends what is she doing to burn her energy, right?
Yeah.
Like if she's doing the work that J.J. Watt does or Tom Brady does in a day, Serena Williams do in a day, then yeah, she is starving herself.
Yeah.
But if she's working at 8 to 5 and she's in the office, she's probably could potentially be okay.
Perfectly fine. I do have a good example of this. I have a client. I'm not going to name her by name, but she was on a 1,300 calorie diet.
Are you talking about Lisa? No, I'm just kidding. Would that be weak? I just yelled her name out.
Lisa. No, she was on a 1,300 calorie diet, and she was doing it for a month. She was fine. She was energized. Everything was good. The following month, she tried to stay on the same diet, but she doubled her cardio.
That was too much.
Yeah. She was burning dang near 3,000 calories in a day, but still only eating 1,300, and she noticed a difference immediately because she burned so much. So like all of that plays just such a big role into it, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring that up.
I think is key though, because think of the people that we train, think of the people that's watching this or hearing this. We hear the term calories so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back up. In where are we? 2022.
22.
Like in 2009, 2010, 2011, in that era, Jay, that was like the thing. How many calories did you burn? How many, your boot camp, how many, it was all about the calorie. But I don't really hear the calorie thing as much no more. But the calorie thing can be really confusing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can really cause more harm in the long run if you don't know what you're doing when we talk calories. Because you said 1,200 calories. And the reason why I say it can cause more harm because what was the breakdown of the 1,200 calories?
Yeah.
Because if I go right now and go get me a hamburger from Whataburger, that's going to take a huge bulk.
Take about 800.
Right? But what if I went and got a lettuce wrap? Right? If it gives me the energy source that I need and one doesn't have as many calories, that's probably going to take you a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Right? So it also depends what is her 1,200 calories. Is it lettuce wraps and white beans and, just things that are going to digest faster in your digestive system versus putting a carbohydrate and a protein in your body. Then it takes 8 to 18 hours for one of them to digest while the other one is storing. By the time you eat one process, then the other one's coming in. That's how we get to a point of why we start storing. I sound like a really big nerd, but that's why y'all here on this podcast. But again, it depends what the 1,200 calorie is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking right now. I've been to My Fit Foods right down the street. They have some.
Shout out to My Fit Foods.
Yeah, shout out to My Fit Foods.
Mario, what do you do?
But they have meals obviously with the calories written down. So a lot of people say, "Oh, she can only eat 2 meals a day." My Fit Foods got some meals in there that's 250 calories. I can eat 4 to 5 of those in a day and hit that total.
And still have a good source of 25 to 35 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Like you still getting the source that you need, but again, that calorie thing.
Yeah.
People just can really get. I almost said effed up. Can I say effed up on the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't really cuss that much, but effed up. That you can really be. I hope Pastor don't hear that. That's gonna come out really raw. Pray for me, Pastor.
We said we're gonna be raw and uncut though,
Yeah.
y'all. So
Yeah,
more power to you.
Yeah. But I mean, I can just see how corrupt that can be from someone. Because at the end of the day, you and I, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We sleep this, we eat this. But the person that's an attorney, they're not studying this. They got others. They're pro in something else, and they trust us to be this. So for those that are hearing this, seeing this, this is why we want this platform to be here for you. Because at the end of the day, if I need an attorney, I want to contact an attorney that can give me the research and the history of their learning abilities to give me where I need to be. Hopefully I'm not in no trouble. But at the same time, I think this is where people get confused.
Yeah.
Remember the word balance. I want to come back to that.
Balance.
Because people will go to people's social media and see they have a certain amount of followers, and then they say, oh, I'm going to follow them. They know what they're talking about. And they don't know. Some don't know what they're talking about.
True.
Because if I get a following because I take my shirt off and I'm showing six-pack and chest and back muscles, but maybe I'm genetically gifted and I work out or play pro ball or whatever, does that mean I know how to change people's lives when it comes to fueling them correctly or keeping them inspired or motivated? Probably not. So, do you hear that beeping noise?
Yep.
Where's that coming from?
Sounds like somebody's backing up. I don't know.
Oh, all right. Maybe you ain't backing up in there. But going back to where we're at, you make sure, guys, man, whether it's us or anybody else, just make sure the work and the research has been done. Just because somebody posts their highlight tape on social media doesn't mean they know what they're doing.
At all.
Right? Check your source. Where do we go from here?
We had an
Balance.
IG question.
Oh, what was? Oh, you want to go IG or balance?
Let's talk balance first.
Okay, that's gonna take some time.
Let's talk balance first.
All right, balance. So the reason why I want to talk about balance was the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
All right. So I hear this so much when you talk about balance in that 80%. What does that look like for you? And to give you an example, because I want you to be able to lay it out on the table to everybody. Do you believe in that 80% because you know that your body's your temple? The thing that you put in is the thing that you're going to produce. Do you believe that you have to be near a B to an A student all the time? Or can sometimes you drop down to a C, D, and then get right back into it? Like, what is the balance of nutrition? Am I okay to be a weekend warrior and work out and then take the rest of the week off and not work out and only work out on the weekends? Can I do the same thing with food? Can I only eat well during the week and eat what I want on the weekend? What is a balance? Because the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to say this and I want his response, a cheat meal for me or a cheat drink for me is not a cheat day. Because you ever hear somebody say, I'm going to have a cheat day. Well, damn, that whole day.
That's the whole day.
That whole day. You went to the turkey leg hut. Shout out to the turkey leg hut. You went to the turkey leg hut. You went to Papa Do's and got some margaritas. You went and got
The whole day?
the whole day. So everything you just did could have, I'm going to give him the floor, but maybe, just maybe, that one day corrupted everything you did that prior week. But again, balance. What is balance to you? And I'll recap on what I just said.
As far as balance is concerned, man, first off, I love to focus on this. Everybody is different.
Oh, amen.
Everybody's different. So it's super hard for me to tell one person if you follow the 80-20 rule precisely the same way this person follows it, you two are gonna get the exact same results, because that's just not true.
That's real, bro.
It's just not true. Just using my example as opposed to, let's just say, Jimmy, who works at a desk all day. I can eat a little bit different from Jimmy because I'm up on my feet and I'm moving all day. So at the end of the day, I look at my watch, I probably burn 4,000 calories. Jimmy's probably burned 1,500 based on his job and the way things work. So is it easier for me to go out and eat a burger? A little bit, because of the demands of my everyday life. So that always plays a factor in balance, as well as how you respond. Because for me, like I said,
that part.
Yeah, like I said, bad week. The very next week, I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like I gotta eat right. If you can't in your own head flip the switch like that, then you got to be smart about it. If you can't go and eat at the Turkey Leg Hut, again, shout out to the Turkey Leg Hut. If you can't do that,
sponsorship.
If you can't do that, and then your next meal, understand like, hey, I just ate bad. I should probably clean it up a little bit. If it's gonna be continuous, an entire cheat day, then you got some things to consider. But the 80-20 is real.
It's
like
real.
And the reason it is so real is because, truth be told, exercise is easy. That 20%, because especially if you're in a class setting, because you come in and what we tell everybody when they walk in that door, now that you're here, you no longer have to think.
Right.
We're gonna tell you what to do. We're gonna tell you where to go. We're gonna encourage you to give more effort if it looks like you're not giving enough effort. When by the time you're that 80%, it's on your own.
That's it.
And you have to encourage yourself. You have to motivate yourself. So that 80% is almost, and then we can go into another 80-20. It's pretty much 80% psychological at that
100%.
point. So
100%.
like you have to decide to do it.
I like that. I love the part where you said you have to know you too and be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big drinker, right? If I go out to eat and say we're celebrating somebody's birthday, what if I'm sitting next to a person that, even if I order a drink, say I train them, and I know they deal with alcohol and it's tough for them, it's better for me not to order alcohol in front of them, because mentally they're fighting so many different things in their closet. So, again, I think it's really important for you to pick your battles based upon what you're good at and what you're not good at. So if you miss, for example, if you miss a Saturday workout, and typically, man, I'm going to sound like a nerd.
Come on, we need all that.
There are different patterns, right? You have patterns in your life that you do really well, and then there are patterns in your life that it'll lead you to a bad place. If you interrupt that pattern, you don't get to the result.
Correct.
Right? If you're trying to lose weight, proper nutrition, consistent exercise will get you a healthier lifestyle and potentially have you looking the way that you want to look. But if you break that pattern, if you eat well, but you don't work out, you break that pattern so you don't get the result.
Yep.
Right? Then there are other things, right? I'm trying to think of something. If Tina and I are married, if I provide for the family, if I embrace the household, support, build identity, and be loyal,
Yep.
like that's a proven pattern to give our household success. But even though I'm a loyal, even though I'm a great father, even though I provide, but I am verbally abusive, it breaks that pattern, which don't give us the household that we want.
Yep.
It's the same thing with the thing that you desire in that 80-20. It's really important that you identify your pattern. Going back to the example, if working out on Saturday at the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock boot camp with Jared, if you know when you go there, you're going to start your morning off right, and then you're going to go pick up something from Whole Foods, and then you're going to go and clean the house, and then when you go out to eat with your family and friends later, because you had such a positive day on your fit life, you're turning down drinks and things that you typically shouldn't have because you had a pattern that was productive.
Yes, sir.
However, if you miss boot camp in the morning, and since you missed it, you're like, man, I might as well be sluggish. I'm going to just sit around the house. I'm not going to clean my house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock. I haven't ate yet. Everybody's at the happy hour. Let me go to Papa Dough. It's just 1 or 2 drinks. 2 drinks turn into the next bite. And then because you broke that one thing, potentially not working out that day, it disrupted your whole result pattern. So, again, it's all about patterns, at least to me. But, again, you have to know yourself. If you missed your Saturday morning workout and you said, okay, I'm still mentally tough where I'm going to turn down that happy hour, I'm still going to be productive during my day, then cool, you know yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you know yourself, if you mess it up, then the rest of your day can be corrupt. So, man, I went right into, like, personal development.
Crazy just because I've had clients that said exactly that. Like, I have morning clients on Saturday. That will have to, they kind of got to regulate their Friday nights because they're like, oh, crap, I know I got to work out in the morning. Yeah. So there have been times where we couldn't train in the morning. Yeah. And they didn't have to regulate their Friday night. So interrupts their pattern. And they'll even say on that Saturday, like, oh, I love working out in the mornings because I get my day started. Now I'm going to go, get my groceries. I'm going to go X, Y, Z. Like, it really gives that extra boost in the day. So when we don't have it, I'll hear them say, dang. Like, dang, that one miss in their pattern.
That's real. That's real. When I used to do boot camp at Herman, I did this 9 o'clock on Saturdays at Herman. And without saying any names, I love when they come in with the big shades, right?
Oh, yeah.
I knew they had a long night. So, but again, I think it goes, I almost said a name or two. Shout out to you for that listening, and you've done that. You didn't break your pattern. Yeah. Because you went out last night, you got lit, had a great time, but if you didn't get up in the morning and get your day active and started with your boot camp, it can
linger.
Boom. Yep. So shout out to you. All right. All right. Let's finish up with balance, and then we'll go forward. So a lot of times people want to talk about the success of the pattern, but can we talk a little bit about what happens when you do fall off, right? Maybe you didn't make the right decision. What do you do next? If you missed your boot camp, what's the next thing you're supposed to do? If you went out to the happy hour that you shouldn't have, and you bit into that first buffalo wing, you shouldn't have been biting into it. Is it like automatically failure moving forward, or is there a grace period? What's the next thing? I'm curious. What do you think?
Can I be a football player for a second?
100%.
All right, cool. I'm a quarterback.
Me, huh?
I'm a quarterback. I'm on the 20-yard line going in. We're in the fourth quarter.
Hold on, bro. I want to play.
Okay.
Where am I at?
You my receiver.
All
right. Here you go. You on the left side. I'm calling an audible. I'm throwing a fade to Chris.
Watch this.
Down. Said, hey. Ooh, 3-step drop. Oh, throw it to Chris. I throw it short. It's intercepted. Dang. Right?
I'm getting on you. You see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do? I'm the quarterback. I just threw a pick. We're down by a touchdown.
I love the example. You keep your head up because you're going to get another play. And you move forward, right?
That's it. As a coach, I also coach football. Anytime a quarterback throws an interception, anything like that, as a coach, you got to smile. You can't get on them because, again, it's all psychological. That's still your quarterback. Your quarterback still controls the floor. Still controls the field. And that's you in your body. You're still the quarterback, and you're still controlling the field. So just because you ate whatever it is you ate, whatever it is bad, you got a short-term memory loss. That's what we tell them all. Let it go. You're not gonna win every battle, but you still got to control this game.
Dang, that's
So
good.
that's really what it boils down to. So that's kind of how.
I say they crop this portion of the video, post you, tag us. I'm gonna give whoever do that a free shirt. That
Oh,
that was
wow.
really good. That was really good. You know what, man? I think it's cool to add this on because it's such a mental game, especially we're using football for an example. If the quarterback head is down, who else heads down?
Everybody.
Everybody. And I know majority of the people that I have the opportunity and the experience to train, a lot of them are not training specifically for them. I know they should train for them first, but how many people are working out because they're kids?
A lot.
How many people are working out because they want to be an example for their parents or their grandparents, their siblings, their cousins, their friends? If your head down, what happened to little Christopher and Caleb?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you teaching them? So I love your perspective, and I'm glad it matches mine because we don't have to debate on camera. But, I mean, life happens, dude, and I'm not the guy that's going to sit here on this mic and tell you that I do everything perfect. From eating to just life. But I do I put a lot of pride in when I do mess up to own it, to be accountable, and move forward.
Yeah.
There's no mean green.
If you don't do that.
If I don't do that.
Exactly.
There's no dad. There's no marriage. There's no brother. There's no, it's nothing.
Yeah.
My faith, if I made one mistake and I never move forward, man, I would be miserable. I wouldn't have peace and joy. So, man, the encouragement of what Jared just said, I'm hoping you receive that, man. It's one of those things that in that balance, right, there are going to be some great days and some non-great days. But at the end of the day, if you're more consistent at seeing the glass half full, I believe you'll find progression.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Can I bring him back up?
Yeah.
When you said that, it made me think of something. Men's Health Magazine, they do a great job of putting titles up to entice you.
To open it up.
To open it up. And I don't go in grocery stores no more. Once I got married, that was a wrap. I don't do it. I just don't do it no more. Whew. However, when I go to my dad's house, he's one of those guys that he's at 2 in the morning and he sees a commercial and they say, you need this pen because it's the best grip pen. My dad is the guy that's probably going to buy it, right? Or it is what it is.
I've never met anybody.
Yeah, right. So he gets Men's Health magazines.
Okay.
I don't know if he ever read them, but I'm pretty sure some advertisement came and he subscribed to it. So when I go to the place in his house that I get to sit and be by myself, here's his Men's Health magazine. So Michael B. He ripped up and he's gloves on, preparing for the movie Creed.
Yeah.
Title was. Michael B. Jordan has a celebrity trainer that gives him the tips to play in this movie. So I'm like, cool, let me read it.
Yep.
I'm reading it, and I know that I don't know him personally, but I follow the trainer that trains him, and I'm like, man, what is he doing?
There's some juice.
Is he doing a type of push-up I've never seen before? Is he eating at a restaurant that, what is chef? I'm so enticed, and I'm reading, and he's really just basically selling the movie. And finally, he gets to the part about his workout, and it was a very short paragraph. He said that when you work out and eat consistently healthy, your body will change eventually.
Yeah.
That was it. It wasn't no special push-up. It wasn't no special chef. He was just like, he's consistent at eating healthy and working out.
Yep.
And let's segue this to nutrition when we talk about time. How much time does it take for nutrition and your workouts for it to work for you to see it in your body? Like, if you're training somebody and wants to lose 50 pounds, how long do you think it's going to take them to lose 50 pounds?
I mean, I think it's body specific. I hate putting timelines on people.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. Because
which goes into my point.
Yeah, it's body specific. And it all goes on to it's on your commitment to yourself.
So, going off the math that you and I both studied, I don't think they've changed it. 3,500 deficit to lose 1 pound.
Yep.
So if you do 500 more than you intake, 7 days a week. So that's not Monday through Thursday.
That's Monday through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday, every day you would lose how many pounds?
1.
If you want to lose 2 pounds, you have to have a difference of 1,000 every day not Monday through Friday,
Every day.
Monday through Sunday, right? If you can do 2 pounds, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. So
It's aggressive.
if anybody does 2 pounds the right way, like, man, that's you put in some work. So now we're talking 8 pounds a month.
Yep.
Not saying that you need to be perfect, but you need to be close.
Yeah.
You do 8 pounds a month. In 10 months, that's 80 pounds.
Yep.
But you're looking at almost perfection.
For
like
8 to 10 months.
No injuries, no COVID shutdown, no getting sick. You like perfect for 8 to 10 months, right? But we build this expectation based upon what you think everybody else lost it in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking Michael B. Jordan did this in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And it brought me to this, and then I want your response, Jay. Somebody at the gym asked me and said, it was hot. I took my shirt off. And they was like, man, you got a six-pack. How long, bro, you been working out? About a year or two? I was like, shoot, about 28 years.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not no Michael B. Jordan. I'm a aight.
Yeah.
I'm a aight. I mean, y'all comment down below and let me know. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, it took me over decades and decades to have the body that I have now.
Yeah.
This didn't happen last year. Michael B's like, dude, I've been doing this.
Yeah.
Like, he used I think it was another article that said I forgot what movie it was, but he was really skinny.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, man, that was almost 10 years ago. I've been working out for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I would love to touch, when we're talking nutrition, not to get caught into how long will it take. You said that you hate to put that on because different bodies, different people, different ages.
Yeah.
Why is it important from a mental standpoint and a physical standpoint?
Well, let me prelude with this
Yeah.
because like anytime it comes to nutrition, I have to say this because I have to say it for myself as well. Stop basing because everybody does it. So if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. Listen to my voice. Stop basing your progress off of other people's results because that's it. Here you go, Chris.
They can't see me no more.
They can't see you.
Hallelujah. Keep going, brother.
That is the most important piece for me, for any client I'm working with, really for anybody. If you're out there and you're listening to this, because it doesn't matter. One of the big things I look at with nutrition, let me kind of draw it back a little bit. I'm not deep in the medical field, but from what I know, anytime I've ever gone in to get an X-ray or anything like that, every single last machine has looked the same. It don't matter what building I go to. It don't matter where it's at. It's all the same machine. Why? Because it works.
That's it.
What are they changing?
That's it.
There's a million different diets out there, right? Fads, diets, all kinds of stuff. And the truth is, they're there. They've hit the limelight because they've worked for somebody. They might not work for you, but they've worked for somebody.
That part, bro.
Now, that's the reason they're there. If there was only one diet that worked, it'd be like the X-ray machine. It'd only be one.
Yeah.
But there's a reason there's so many. So I don't like people basing, I want to try intermittent fasting because he lost 10 pounds in 4 weeks doing intermittent fasting.
Yep.
Good for him.
That's it.
So, I mean, that's really the way I look at it when it comes to stuff like that.
I love that, bro. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
Are you?
That was really good. Look, those that are watching, I'm sitting like in school. Hands are. No, I mean, you know what, Jay? In all seriousness, man, I think that was so well said because so many people deal with looking at Instagram or even just having a friend or family member that did something and it worked for them.
Yeah.
And we're so quick to, and it's cool to try.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's cool to try things, but when it doesn't work, it's like, oh, fitness doesn't work. I'm different.
Yeah.
My body won't do this. And it's not that. It's just you haven't found out or found what works for you.
Exactly.
Man, just because your homegirl married somebody a certain way, that don't mean you marry the same guy. You got to find the guy that is a good fit for you.
Exactly.
Right? So I love that, man. I would also like to point out the mentality part, too, because it's such a vicious cycle that a lot of you put yourself through. This birthday thing or this trip or the New Year thing where it's 4 months to your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jared, How much you cost? It don't even matter, boo. I'm paying for it.
4 months.
I want 4 months. You better get me right for 4 months, right? So they come in, they do their thing. They consistent.
Yeah.
They work hard. They're eating right. Everything works. They have this picture. I should lose 10 pounds every month. And say they get to the 4th month. Instead of losing 40 pounds, they actually, I'm saying only, but I would like give you a big bear hug if I seen you do this. They lost 24 pounds.
Yeah.
In 4 months, they lost 24 pounds, but they upset. I didn't get my 40 in, but I'm still better than what I was, right? This is the vicious cycle. They stop.
Completely.
They wait 8 months. And then guess what it is 8 months from now? 4 months.
Birthday trip.
Until the birthday comes in. And they do this cycle all over again. And you do this for 10 years. But when you're 25 and now you're 35, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder. If you're 45 and now you're 55, you're creating these vicious cycles that mentally you're going to be so defeated that you just give in.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat no more. I don't care. I'm satisfied. I'm good with where I'm at, and I don't believe in settling. Not when it comes to your health. Not when it comes into the things that you dream of. And I would love for the sis, I would love for the bro that hear me clearly. If you work your tail off to a short-term goal, a birthday, a trip, man, get there, celebrate, and then get right back on it. Because instead of doing that vicious cycle every 8 months, start a new workout, you're never going to get to a point where you're losing a different 10 pounds.
No.
If you're tired of losing the same 10 pounds, stop that vicious cycle, man. Like, put yourself in a position. I'm not saying that you need to lose 24 pounds every 4 months.
Yeah.
Man, just be active.
That's what it boils down to.
That's it.
I would say if it's to the point, especially when you're in those cycles, when you have a goal that motivates you like a trip, you want to be more aggressive. So you either reestablish a different goal or you can be a little less aggressive, but just to stop altogether. Because I know so many people that just stop altogether. They don't even look at the gym anymore. That's what turns into that vicious,
that's it.
hard, tough cycle.
Do you think because they go so hard, it's not sustainable?
I think so. I think a lot of people. So I have had people that either don't like the gym, scared of the gym, whatever it is, and they get in and it becomes a task. Like I have to do this. I have to do this. So that's another problem with having a goal. Like in order for me to get here, I have to do this. You gotta. I mean that's the hardest. That's the hardest cycle to get into. I have to work out in order for me to look the way I want to look on this trip.
That's it, man. I used to teach these seminars. I used to book me to come speak to staffs or whoever organizations, and I would break down your new association, right? So basically, anytime your brain sees something, there's an association with it, right? So role play with me. If I see a hot stove, what does your brain tell you?
It's hot. I'm gonna touch it. It's gonna burn me.
Right? If you see a freeway and you're about to go across it, what would you think?
Like cars are coming fast. I got to be careful. Look both ways.
So both of them, would you link pleasure or pain to it?
Both of those would be pain.
Yeah. All right. If you see in your bank account somebody gave you $10,000, would that be pleasure or pain?
That'd be pleasure for sure.
Right. So our brains are linked to certain visuals and experiences. So I'm curious, not for Jared, but the average person that we train, if they step on a scale, is that pleasure or pain?
I would have to say probably 90% of people will be pain.
Pain, right? If I said, hey, I need you to eat clean to the average person, is that pleasure or pain?
Pain, 90%.
Come to the gym, come to the boot camp.
Pain.
Right?
Yep.
So your brain doesn't want to do it because the new association has pain linked to it.
Yep.
But truth of the matter is, healthy eating nasty? No.
Doesn't have to be.
No, you got the right person cooking it.
Exactly.
Right? Now, there are certain things like touching a hot stove. You should have an association of pain. Running across the freeway, it should be pain, right? Yeah. But there are certain things in our life we shouldn't link pain to, which is fitness, working out, being active. You don't. But if you put so much strain on the body, if you – back up. if you work out, Jared, and you've been going hard for 3 weeks, you ain't worked out in 3 years, but you worked hard for 3 weeks, and because you worked out so hard, now your knees and your hips and your ankles and your shoulders, everything's in pain.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to link pain to it
Yeah.
because you're in pain, right?
Exactly.
So it's really important with nutrition and with working out. I'm kind of getting off topic, but it's really important with nutrition and working out that you put yourself in a sustainable place.
Yeah.
If Jared sits down, and I quiz him again. Y'all ready? Y'all want another one? Here goes another one. Jared, you're sitting with Miss Lisa. Lisa Smith says, Jared, I haven't worked out in 8 years. I want to start working out. I want to work out. And let's say Miss Lisa Smith is 170 pounds over her ideal weight. All right. Would you be okay with her in 1 year that she worked out 8 times? Would you be okay with that? If she did 108 workouts in a year and she ain't worked out in 8 years, would you be okay with that?
And she hasn't worked out in 8 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Because she did 108 workouts. That's 108 times more than she did last year.
Yeah. That's 108 workouts in 1 year. Think about that, right? Even for the person that's been working out, like 108 workouts. And that's only 2 times a year.
Yep.
I mean, excuse me.
2 times
That's
a
only
week.
2 times a week.
Yep.
Only 2 times a week gives you 108 workouts, if I'm doing my math correctly. 2 times a week. But so many of us jump in 7 days a week. I want to do it, and you do it for 4 weeks, you so burnt out.
Yep.
But the person that only worked out twice did 108 workouts. The person that did 7 for 4 weeks only did 28 workouts.
I love what you did because it's the mindset thing.
That's
like
it.
we're right now, what you did was you linked consistency with the big picture, and that's really what we don't do. We look at the minute. Oh, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna start tomorrow. I'm going 7 days this week. Okay, what about next week?
That's it.
Okay, in our goal, like that would be the biggest thing. Hey, I want to gain 20 pounds. I'm giving myself however much time I need to do it, but like big picture wise, okay, maybe that'll take 90 workouts.
Oh,
Like
think about
realistically speaking, like that, yeah, the big picture goal I think is something that kind of helps your psyche a little bit, as opposed to, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm working out 4 times this week. Well, now because you put the short term, I'm working out 4 times this week. Now at the end of 4, you're gonna be looking in the mirror like, well, what's going on?
Right.
I did 4 times this week. Many defeats.
That's it.
Many defeats, and
I
then
love it.
that turns into the big picture.
I love it. All right, so let's do this. For those that are listening, they can't really do it. So shout out to all the listeners on Spotify and Apple and Google Play and the rest of them. For those that are watching this on YouTube, I would love y'all to comment down below on this one. All right, this one's interesting because what would your life? This is the question. What would your life look like for 1 year if you just got your food meal prepped?
That's real.
Like, what would life look like next year? Like, give me 12 months. If Chris Green meal preps his food, I'm not going to even say the weekends, just Monday through Friday, what would my life look like next year? I want that comment down below. That's question 1. Question number 2, if you don't meal prep your food, whether you're buying it or cooking it, if you don't meal prep your food for the next year, where would you be or what would your life look like? And then make a decision.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro. Like, small victories. I'm not saying that you need to book a private chef or you need to do this paleo and then go to South Beach. And, excuse me, slobber. Sorry. Paleo. I guess I'm hungry. South Beach, Atkins. Like, you can do so many different things and switch it up and never get anywhere.
Yeah.
But if you can just stick to one thing for 1 year, where would you be? I think that's pretty good.
That's real. I mean,
maybe I'm talking to myself.
You're like, dang.
Maybe I'm talking to myself.
Dang.
At the beginning of the year,
Where would you be, Chris?
my goal was I've been meal prepping. Actually, I have been buying my meal prep for the majority. But I was supposed to do a vegan week every first week. So I was like, if I do the first week of every month, that's only 12 weeks out of the whole year.
Yeah.
And it's not that I ran from it, because I still can do it. We're in the 5th month. 5th month going on the 6th. So I think I did the first 2 or 3. But I think that we just set these things, these goals at a moment where we're uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And sometimes setting goals in an uncomfortable manner can be really good for you. But if you don't set things that are more achievable, sometimes it can backfire.
Yep.
Like if I said, hey, I'm going to be a vegan moving forward, like, and after a month, if I don't do anything, then it's like, I would feel very defeated.
Yeah.
But setting a goal to say, hey, one meal once a month, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? So, guys, don't get caught into just perfection. I know we hear the macros and carbohydrates and fats and protein. I want to get this broken down to what my body like. Like, if that's cool, if that's your thing. But if you're like me, you're not an Excel sheet, and you don't like Excel sheets, why would you do yourself like that?
Yeah.
Like, I read the book Stephanie or whoever, Fair, whoever, and then allow them to educate me and teach me and hold me accountable versus me doing something that I don't want to do, which goes back to my new association because I link pain to Excel sheets, which means I'm probably not going to be consistent because I link pain to it. So,
and all of that on top of your everyday life anyway. So that was my motto for the year. I remember telling you it was KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, man.
Keep it simple,
stupid. And you know what? I like to point this out, and then we'll get out of here. I like to point this out because I think the generation has a challenge, right? I think the generation of I want it right now really hurts us in the long run for our bodies, for our health. Because at the end of the day, popcorn wasn't popcorn, right?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't put it in a microwave at one point. I think they had to, like, put the oil on it and then kind of shake it, and then it would create it off of effort. Then, I don't know, I think it was like in the 60s or 70s, the microwave came in, and then, boom, now we have popcorn. And now you look at today's world, I get upset when I get on my freaking phone. If I type in meangreengym.com, and if I don't instantly get there in another second, I'm like, oh, man, I need a new phone.
Yeah, if it loads too long.
Yeah, I'm leaving Verizon. Like, I have a problem because it didn't get there in a matter of seconds. Yeah. But you take me to 1997, and I typed in meangreengym.com, and it had you start hearing that download. We didn't have a problem then, but I think now because technology and perspective has grown so much, we expect everything so fast.
Yep.
And I was training. I'm not gonna say her name. I think she was like maybe late 60s or early 70s. I was training her. She's so patient. This is pre-COVID, maybe 2 years prior to COVID. She was so patient with her success, and I think because she was just older.
Yeah.
She wasn't used to getting on social media and then posting and looking for 100 likes for people to tell them or her she looks good or don't look good.
Yeah.
She was so patient with the process, but now I forgot. I have to ask Pastor Sean what's the Generation X and all that.
Oh, okay.
But now people are so caught into having it so fast. They want to come into a workout at 5 o'clock and haven't worked out in a year, and then, oh, I worked out today. Why I don't got a six-pack?
Yeah. Because they want to post it. They want the instant gratification of.
That's it. That's the term, instant gratification. That's it. I think that's it, bro.
That's real.
And, okay, I said it. I don't even know if that was an and. It was like, and when I say this, I'm not against any procedures. Like, people get procedures for different reasons, right? For weight loss, for health, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I train a lot of people that have had different procedures. But the thing that I always try to install, whether it's prior to it or after, is the instant gratification.
Yeah.
Like, because you had the surgery, don't think it's good to go.
Yeah.
Like, the way that you were eating, if it's not good now, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
You have to.
You have to now.
Yeah.
Like, if you wasn't working out in the last 10 years and now you had this procedure,
you have to work out.
You have to work out now. So what I'm getting to, guys, I know even for those that have had different procedures or are on the ropes to doing it, have peace and make your decision. But please, I without saying names, I'm close to a couple people that have had, and I see how hard they go on the workouts and how hard they work to be consistent in nutrition. I just don't want anybody to think fitness needs to happen like that, because it doesn't, man. Again, I'm no Michael B. Jordan, but at the end of the day, man, I start working out I started probably playing basketball at 5 or 6. I probably understood what suicide sprints and push-ups were since I was 10. I'm almost 25, 30 years of working out.
Yeah.
So it's unfair for somebody that haven't worked out in 30 years to come in and expect to do what I've done in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping, I'm praying all at the same time that when you guys hear this, that you're empowered, that it is a process with nutrition. All right? Please don't go to freaking, what's a good healthy spot? My Fit Foods. We'll use them again. Shout out. They was at the Beast Mode game. So don't go
Muscle
to
Makers.
Muscle Makers, My Fit Foods. Don't go there and have lunch and then say, I'm 10 pounds lighter today. I feel good. And then get mad when you get to the gym the next day. Chris, I'm not 10 pounds lighter. I ate something green. Like, come on, man. Going back to that question, give yourself a year. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, my goals have changed, Jay. Like, I used to get to a point where I wanted to be bench 315, 10 reps. I wanted to be able to deadlift 4 or 5, 10 reps. I had these goals, so they've changed. Now it's more about feeling good every day I wake up. So this year, I've invested so much, not just time but money, into making that a reality. So like every Tuesday, I'm gonna go see my PT. I'm getting worked on, whether it's cupping, scraping, acupuncture, whatever.
Yeah.
Thursday, shout out to my girl Meg. She's coming. She's getting my massage. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm getting that done weekly. I didn't say, oh, man, that's going to cost me, X amount of money. I'm like, I have to get it done. And I'm going back to that question. My thing at the beginning of the year is when 2023, when that clock hit, will my body feel better?
Yeah.
And if it does, great. Victory. I'll keep doing it. Or maybe I just go to maintenance. But I didn't want to live with the thought of what if. So what if you eat healthy? What if you were patient with it? What if you were consistent? That's a hard thing to digest on your last couple of days.
Yeah.
Like when I'm 97 on the 97th day and I'm with my loved ones, I'm going to be like, hey, y'all stop this crying, dog. I'm good. Like, there's no whys or ifs. Like, man, I went after it, and I want you guys to feel the same way. So get after it. That's what I'm getting to. You got any closing remarks?
And if I could leave with anything, after everything we said today, I think there's one thing that was pretty drawn out. I think whatever you can find that works for you will work. But here's my challenge to you. Here's my challenge to me. My challenge to you, Chris. Whatever it is, for the net. What's today? Are we in May still?
Yeah.
So headed up into June. May's the 5th month. So you have about what? My math is pretty bad. Is it 7 months?
Going to the new year?
Yeah.
You'll have finish up the 5th. Yeah.
7 months.
Yeah.
For the next 7 months, commit.
Commit.
That's my challenge to you.
Hashtag commit.
Commit. Whatever it is, commit to. If you saying you're going to intermittent fast, if that's like something that this works for me, this is what I want to do, commit to it.
I like
commit
that.
to. If you say I'm going to work out 3 times a week in the gym, 4 times a week in the gym, I'm going to walk, I'm going to run, I'm going to do X, commit. Because the truth is, whatever it is you do, as long as you commit to it and stay consistent, it's going to work.
It is.
As long as you continue to do it. So commit.
I like that. In 7 months, that's a good range to see something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you committing to, I don't know, getting a 6-pack and you're eating cleaner and you're doing core work, if you haven't seen nothing in the last 2 days and you start today, in 7 months, if you commit and you're consistent, you're going to see a big difference.
Big difference.
I like that. Commit. We did have a question.
What is our opinion?
I forgot.
What do we look at as a clean eating?
Okay. You going or both of us, or how you want to do that?
Exactly.
For me, clean eating is so I said earlier I love great tasting food, and that doesn't change. I don't want no bland food. All right, so take that. That's first things first, right? But I love food that does not make me feel sluggish after I finish eating.
Yeah.
Right. So, man, we giving all these shout outs. They need to do something for us. I'm not gonna say it. So after church, there's a spot we go to a lot.
Yep.
And they have 4 or 5 different hamburgers that they offer. I ordered a bison burger, right? It's a more leaner meat. It's more expensive. And I ordered that because after I eat, I have to drive 30 minutes back to the north side, and I don't want to be, swinging left to the right and being sluggish and sleepy. So for me, I love making decisions when I have the opportunity to buy food that is food that's not going to make me feel sluggish. So growing up, Jay, I grew up on the ham hocks and smothered fried chicken and all that on top of grape. Like, I love it. But when I eat that, I have to go take a nap. And sometimes that's not the best thing for me with 2 little kids, with a wife, brands. Like, I got to keep moving. So I love food like that. And the other thing to answer what you said was prepping my food. I buy my prep foods every week, and I get tied up from one thing to another. So if I cannot take 2 minutes and go heat it up, I'm probably not going to eat. And that's my downfall in nutrition. I just don't eat enough sometimes.
Yep.
But if I have it in the refrigerator, I can heat it up. Boom, I'm good to go. So that's what clean eating looks like to me.
I got you. I'm pretty much the same. I think clean eating, like, for me, I don't think I eat the cleanest. I could definitely be cleaner, and I do realize that. I know that.
Oh, I got a picture. Keep going.
But going in, I've been out with a couple clients, heck, even my mom sometimes, and
Shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out to my moms. We'll go out to.
Can I show up?
Not clean eating. Yeah, you can show 'em. You can show 'em. That's not clean.
Was this after a podcast?
No. That was just on a regular day.
It won't focus in.
It
ain't. Okay, there you go. Look at that guy.
That is at Bella Green. That is not clean eating.
We shared it, though. We didn't eat our own. I could have.
We did.
I could have really ate my own.
You have to.
But
no, clean for me, like I said, is like I said, I go out with people, and they eat. Let's just say they're eating an egg omelet.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'll get egg whites.
Yeah.
More protein, less fat. For me, clean eating is cleaning up your diet to the point where you're able to do stuff like that. And you're eating chicken. Instead of eating chicken thighs, you eat chicken breasts.
That's it.
More protein, less fat. So being able to clean your diet up like that, starting off with protein, fat, less carbs, just stuff like that. It doesn't have to be, the most strict diet you've ever seen. No, clean is just getting more of the essential nutrients, more of the things that you need in your body, and less of the things that you don't.
I love
That's it.
One thing Shanna taught me, and it's gonna take me less than 10 seconds to say, don't eat anything that don't give you taste. So, like, as I mentioned earlier, I love things that give me, like, that was good. I tasted. So one of the things that don't give me taste is actually cheese. If I bite into a piece of cheese, I can't say, ooh, that tastes like this. It's, like, cheese tastes like nothing to me.
Yeah.
So I took that off all my hamburgers and everything else. Like, I don't eat cheese unless it's like nachos.
Okay.
Right? But shout out to Soulful Vegan. I think he replaced that. I forgot the term. Gosh, what is that called? Can't think of it. Anywho, but maybe that can be an option. Some things that what's another thing that I stopped? Was it it's green. What is it?
Broccoli, kale, spinach.
Sour cream. Excuse me. It's not green. It's definitely white.
I was like, whoa.
Sour cream. You can replace that with crap. What do you replace sour cream with? Comment down below, guys. Sour cream. I'm about to call Milton. Greek yogurt. Is it Greek yogurt? Crap. I don't remember.
Sure. I wouldn't do it.
Dang. Hold on. I'm not. He better answer. You replace sour cream with something. Because sour cream don't really have a taste.
That might be Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt doesn't have a taste either.
I think it's
not without some kind of flavor on it.
He's not going to answer. How he going to put me on the voicemail? All right. I think it's Greek yogurt. But long story short, guys, replace things that don't have taste. And it can help you as well. Other than that, Jay, that's all I have. You got anything else? So week 2, man, Look Good Naked. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're your very first time, welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Thumbs up, subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you can get every single thing that we're going to be pouring out. Next week is going to be the last week of this one, which is going to be goal setting, mirror tests, and we'll break that down. So, again, Look Good Naked, okay? We're going to be talking about goal setting and the mirror test. Think about that. We want to look good naked. Goal setting, mirror test. Here's Milton, guys. Hey, Milton, I have you live on a podcast. I got a question for you.
What's up?
What can you replace sour cream with?
Sour cream with what's that? Greek yogurt clean.
I was right, y'all.
It is.
I was right. All right, that was it, bro. Appreciate you.
Greek yogurt.
All right, so boom, that's it, man. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. See
y'all.
y'all
Take
then.
care.